Hi there folks, my name is NovaWrap and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. So here we are on Sunday the 10th of November 2019 for another exciting episode, and we are going to jump straight into it to the release from PMDG in a somewhat surprising announcement of their reboot of their NGX series for the 737. So, I won't get into the little bit of, actually no, we will have to get into it because it's kind of part of the actual pricing of this one. So what is it? Okay, so basically, the 737 NGX has pretty much been the mainstay of PMDG's product suite for quite a number of years. But it was starting to show its age. Now, they've basically come through with a sort of bug fixes and updates to the aircraft as it's sort of some of the commercial options as it is for the real-life aircraft now. Probably a big thing is they've overhauled the external 3D model, they're including adding PBR texturing for the aircraft as well. They've updated the virtual cockpit model, also including PBR texturing with some advanced animations as well. Updated with the new sound suite as well, including a update for all the flight deck sounds as well as the engine sounds as well. Integration with some other data link simulations for offline flying, which I'm not really quite sure that means because I don't really fly tube-liners, so forgive me, I'm not that into it. Including scimitar winglets as well, so a whole heap of other stuff coming through there. Improved flight control systems, updated, the inclusion of electronic flight bag within AFOGRAPH integration as well. Updated cockpit displays, and apparently all new system simulation utilizing PMDG system simulation engine, whatever that may mean. What basically is this? Okay, so this is a Prepared V4 exclusive. As I said, this reboots the 737 NGX package, which has been there, funnily enough, the U being obviously update. The base package would include the 737 800, 900, and 900ER models with the standard wing, blended winglet, and split scimitar winglet options, if they are available on their real-world counterparts. Obviously, we're probably going to see some of the additional modules get re-released for this, potentially. Now, it's come out at $100 US. Alright, so let's talk about the elephant in the room for this one, which is, of course, Microsoft Flight Simulator, well, the reboot of Microsoft Flight Simulator and whatever it may come like next year. So, the deal is that PMDG are offering is that their next iteration of the 737, which will include the MAX range, that will be coming out at this stage exclusively for MSFS whenever it gets released. Now, what they're offering is that if you do buy the 737 NGXU at the moment from the PMDG store, stressing that part, you will receive the equivalent purchase price discount off the purchase of the new 737 MAX iteration, whatever they end up calling it, for the new Microsoft Flight Simulator at some point when they release it. Basically, you're paying $100, you get $100 off the new product when it eventually comes out. And in terms of now, admittedly, the cynical part of me immediately went, well, how much are they actually going to be charging the new product for? In a surprise move, they've actually put an estimated price on it being $139.99. It's $140. Which actually is in line with most other PMDG product pricing. So I'm like, okay, so there you go. So if you are interested and you want to get your sort of updated fix now, but you still want to be able to keep your options open for the other 737 options with the new SIM available, this is a very surprising move from PMDG. They are not known for offering discounts ever. So the fact they're doing that as well is kind of interesting. So yeah, as I said, these aircraft don't interest me, but good luck to you for all of you who do. It does look kind of impressive. Buyer beware, there are a few issues already known about. Suggest reading and searching the forums and Facebook groups and whatever to find them out before you buy. But otherwise, yeah, there you go. enjoy. Alright, okay, so now that we've got that announcement out of the way, let's move on. And yes, and I know there was a lot of talk about other plans that PMDG announced and other things that they've done, but this is a new release show. That's what we talk about here. All that other information, of course, I'm sure will come up in other forums as we go on. Right, moving on into other releases for the ESP platforms. The guys over at Pilots have come out with a latest piece of scenery release. So obviously, Pilots are normally more known for their terrain mesh. But they're starting to come out with a range of airports, and they've come out with one. They've moved away from a European airports and African airports for the first time, moving into the Asia Pacific region with their release of Tioman Island, which is an island in the South China Sea off the Malaysian coast. It's very interesting, very beautiful part of the world, obviously very hotly contested part of the world at the moment, geopolitically. So this rendition of this island airport comes out exclusively for prepared v 4.5 and above. Is fully set up in 4K textures throughout, includes the whole island, as also not includes the main island. It also includes a neighbouring island with its associated heliport. So you get the main airport on the main island, you get a secondary island with a heliport as well. So plenty for you low and slow and helicopter flyers on board. You get photoreal texturing for the airport and surrounding area. Custom terrain mesh for the island, for the two islands, custom 3D models for all of the airport buildings, as well as major island structures and resorts for the island as well. Full implementation of custom night lighting as well, and 3D terrain features including grass, trees, and as it says, custom buildings. Animated animals also roam the island for a nice little touch of VFR and low and slow pilots' interest. So kind of cool, kind of awesome, that one. So this one's coming in at $32 US, or your regional equivalent, available now from Pilots. Continuing on with other ESP platform releases, the guys over at Tropical Sim have released their latest release, this time their reboot of Faro Airport in Portugal. So this one is known as very much a tourist and holiday destination in the southern tip of Portugal. And this airport is a very busy airport during, obviously, those summer months. It also serves, interesting enough, as a Ryanair hub, which I didn't realise, which is kind of interesting. I didn't realise they actually had hubs outside of Ireland and the UK. But anyway, moving on. Yeah, so it's a very popular holiday destination, down there, near sort of on the Atlantic, southern Atlantic coast, almost not quite the Mediterranean, but close to down there. Now, this highly detailed rendition, as it is a reboot from their previous release, includes all airport buildings as they appear, not only now, but actually as they appear at the start of next year. So this is sort of a bit of an advanced look at what the airport will look like next year. Includes SOD animated jetways, includes, as I said, the new terminal expansion opening up in 2020. Full rendition of internals, parts of the terminals as well. You get photoreal scenery for the airport and surrounding area, with also full customized night lighting and autogen included as well. Dynamic lighting is supported for the prepared V4 version, compatible with AI traffic, and fully set up with custom mesh as well. So looking pretty awesome, pretty cool, this one. As I said, this one is compatible across the full ESP range, F6 all the way through to prepared V4, and this one's coming out for new customers. You're looking at coming out $22 US for this one. If you're upgrading from the previous version of either FS6 or FS9, there is a upgrade path available for you if you go through your original retailer. So just check out that, and that's available now from Sim Market. Continuing on with more releases this week of scenery for the ESP platforms, the guys over at Illuminum Simulation, they've come out with their latest version of photoreal scenery for Slovenia, with their release of Slovenia X and Airports Photoreal. So previously, these guys have come out with, I believe they are a Slovenia-based developer. And they've come out with a photoreal and airport bundle, so for the entire country of Slovenia. Now, this comes through with full LOD 15, 13 to 15 photoreal coverage of Slovenia based on the latest data. It's all been custom curated, custom blended to actually make sure that you get everything. You've got custom LOD 13 terrain mesh as well, so you get beautiful you get all your valleys and mountains and everything are all done incredibly, really well done. You've got 2 seasonal variations included as well. You've got your sort of spring, summer, and then you've got a snow-covered winter as well. A lot of your all the water services have also been done with water masks as well. So for those who want to do seaplane ops, you do have that option as well on all your rivers and major water features as well. Variety of included custom autogen and custom buildings have also been included. So a lot of custom hand-placed autogen have been included, and a lot of various special objects, including various mountain huts, have been included, and alpine shelters have been included, even if they are very difficult to see from the air. So you have to be paying a very close attention doing your low and slow flying. Included along with this, as I said, is all of you've got 41 airfields are included as well. And all the airfields include between 30 and 60 centimeter photoreal underlays on all the airports are included to be able to give that as well. So there's a lot coming through there. Custom static aircraft in all those airports as well, suitable for the local aircraft. Also for the helicopter aficionados, a lot of the buildings are also included sponsor helipads on their roofs, including many of the mountain buildings. So something cool, something kind of interesting there. A lot of details, a lot of stuff going through here. As I said, custom autogen, a lot of it hand placed, animated windsocks for all the major airports that have been overhauled. Custom autogen included, as I said before. All your bridges, highways, viaducts, everything has all been included. A lot of highway signage has even been placed in as well, and included as some static trains as well. Would have been nice with animated trains, but I think that's a bit more challenging in the ESP platform than it is in X-Plane. But yeah, so if you are wanting to pick this one up, you are looking at paying around about $55 US or your original equivalent for a fairly massive undertaking if you want to pick this one up. This one's available at Aluminum Simulations website, available now. Moving out of the ESP world and moving into the world of X-Plane, the guys over at Geo Reality have made their first release with releasing Global Forests Volume 1. This is a tree replacement technology for the X-Plane 11 platform. It claims to be installs trees in the world of X-Plane 11 using never-before-seen technology. So I don't really know much about that or other than that. But what it does do is it replaces all default and any other add-on trees that have been installed in your sim, and with its own set of optimized textures and tree classifications based on the real world data. Includes accurate representation of global forest footprint in X-Plane 11, gives custom tree height information based on global maps and have been merged with the data map, so you actually sort of have trees that are actually of the sort of correct height for the area that they're supposed to be in. Complete set of textures to match all classes of global trees, and seamless integration with Ortho for XP as well as default X-Plane 11 terrain. In fact, some of the images that they've actually released actually sort of show that it really looks like it's actually optimized to actually sort of go over the top of Ortho for XP tile sets, which is really kind of interesting. The fact that it's all sort of lined up and set up as well. So looking pretty awesome. So this is Volume 1, as I did mention, which covers most of Western Europe. There is another. The Volume 2 is coming shortly, which is for North America, Alaska, Canada, and the continental United States. That will be the Volume 2, and that is scheduled for release fairly soon. So, looking pretty interesting, looking kind of cool. Fairly affordable as well. Only $11 for this one. So you get a lot of bang for your buck from what I can see here. So that's available now from xplane.org. Continuing on with more scenery releases, the guys over at Aerosoft have come out with their latest X-Plane 11 release in partnership with Starport Sceneries by releasing St. Tropez X for X-Plane 11. So this is an updated layout of the airport as it appears in 2019, including photoreal textures of the airport and the surrounding area, basically covering the entire traffic pattern for the airport. You've got high detail 3D models of all airport buildings and facilities. You've got full implementation of PBR texturing for for those same ground models and objects. Detailed clutter and 3D people animated included as well, including the up-to-date layout of the airport, and a full implement of visual traffic pattern helper using a SAM plugin as well, which is kind of cool. You also have, well, they're actually not in there at the moment, but they have advised that there will be seasonal texture and model variations available for this scenery. But that update is not in there at launch. It will be coming in 2020, so just so you know. But this one's available now from Aerosoft for $15 or your original equivalent, available now. Continuing on with more X-Plane 11 releases, the guys over at ImagineSim have released their rendition of Atlanta International Airport for X-Plane 11. So this one's come out for looking pretty damn impressive for this one. So this comes with again the airport as it's laid out in 2019. I think it's the airport at the start of the year. It's an airport that has 5 parallel runways. Like, that's an insane amount of stuff. Anyway, so this is a full rendition of the airport, including all 7 concourses that the passengers have access to, and as well as SkyTrain that links them all together. Full implementation of PBR textures throughout, including a full set of dynamic lighting. Dynamic HDR lighting, including low visibility nav lighting, are included as well. Full implementation of SAM jetways and SafeGate docking systems. Slew of animations throughout the airport, bringing it to life, and full implementation of, as I said, custom taxiway and edge center lighting as well. So looking pretty cool. It also includes photoreal scenery for the airport and about 15 square miles of the surrounding area, so you've got plenty of experience when you're on approach, including custom hand-placed auto-gen and trees and vegetation for the surrounding area as well. So looking pretty awesome. This one coming in, pretty standard price, coming in at $32 or your original equivalent, available now from ImagineSim. Alright, I almost said Steam there because we are moving from the flight simulation world, moving into the world of Trainz, and releasing on Steam by releasing the guys over at Train Simulator, releasing a couple of add-ons this week. Actually, there was one for Train Simulator and one for another Train Simulator after that one. So, but the Train Simulator 2020 saw the release of the PR FA1 and FA2 locomotives this week. So this is harking back to the sort of end of the Second World War, and there was a move over to diesel trains from their steam-powered counterparts. As we know, it would eventually go on that it would be electromotive trains, electromotive diesels would come to dominate. However, in the intervening time, though, there are several sort of manufacturers were out there producing these diesel trains, including Alco, which brought forward their FA series of trains with the FA1 and FA2. These very popular trains would actually have nearly 700 of the FA1 model, and there would be over 500 units of the FA2 model throughout the 1950s and into the 1960s. So these actually go through and serve as massive, massive bit of history there, mostly with the most numerously with the Pennsylvania Railroad, and the final one actually becoming with the retirement once the Pennsylvania Railroad and New York City Railroads actually sort of merged together. Now, this, as I said, comes through as a highly detailed and accurate rendition of the FA1 and FA2 trains, both in Pennsylvania Railroad liveries, including realistic cab control setups and customized operating procedures accurate to the real train. You also include 5 authentic types of freight equipment and rolling stock included as well, along with 4 career scenarios. Each of those scenarios do, though, however, require the horseshoe curve route add-on if you don't already have it. So after I wanted to pick this one up, expand your Trainz experience, you're looking at $20 or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. In the other train simulator, one of the other train simulators that are out there, Trainz Railroad Simulator saw a release of their latest route add-on, which is the Belorusian Woodland release. Not a lot of information on this one, but it basically looks like you're looking at about 90 kilometers of train route. That's 56 miles of beautiful Russian scenery as it appears during the 1970s. You also get some career. You also get some scenarios. You get some scenarios for this one with a bonus steam locomotive that's included with this one. That's the CO17 1171. As I said, not a lot of information on this one. The train seem always sort of. There always seems to be so little about it. It was funny. Interesting. I remember looking into it, and it was the parent company. They made the company behind it was originally a Gold Coast company here in Australia. Funnily enough, actually, but seems to be very much mostly catering for the European market these days. But anyway. But yes, so if you are wanting to pick this one up, this one's looking at about $20 or the original equivalent, available from either Steam or from N3V Games directly. Alright, sticking with sort of rolling stock, but moving from railways onto the roads, with the American Truck Simulator releasing their latest content, the sort of like scenery. Is it scenery? Is it content? I'm not really sure. So the release of Utah this week. So what do you get with this one? So you get 3,500 miles of road network throughout the great state of Utah. You get 10 major cities including Salt Lake City, a variety of mines and quarries, including the largest open excavation Kennecott copper mine are included as well, with a variety of oil industry installations are included as well. You've got 12 well-known truck stops, 260 recognizable natural and man-made landmarks, including a variety of famous landmarks, including Great Salt Lake, Monument Valley, and Virgin River Canyon. So as I said, looking pretty big, pretty cool. There's always a lot of stuff in like the Truck Simulator series of games. There really is, and I think this one is no exception. Looking very much visually, looks absolutely spectacular. So there you go. If you are wanting to expand your Truck Simulator experience with this one, you're looking at $12 or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. Continuing on with the roadways, but moving into the world of OMSI 2 and buses. This week we saw the release of the add-on route for Cologne, or Cologne as it's also known in English. So it's the biggest city in North Rhine-Westphalia. It's a beautiful city, I must say. I spent some time there many years ago when I was growing up. So in this add-on, you drive through one of the most highly frequented bus lines in Cologne, which is line 132, which takes you from the Breslauer Platz at the main station via Heiermarkt, Svensenstrasse, and Klodwigplatz, southwards along the Bonner Strasse to Rondorf and on to Messenich. So there you go. So I think I got most of those right. I think I got the last one wrong. Anyway, moving on. So along with this one, as I said, you've got about 13.5 kilometers of line 132. And Cologne includes 28 bus stops, approximately 51 minutes of travel time through that one, depending on traffic, of course, which, yeah, hilarious. Anyway, moving on. You also have the release. It also includes a bus of the Mercedes Ciatro in the city bus, in both the city bus and the articulated variant are also included with this route as well. So to get this one, you're looking at paying about $30 or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. Sticking with urban environments, but moving into simulation of a more grander scale, City Skylines saw some release this week, along with as a part of their free weekend. So we saw a content creator pack, the Modern City Center pack. Basically, it's from I kind of love this. For those who may not know much about the content creator packs, it's really interesting. Basically, what they do is they take people who've been doing free mods for the community for however long, and actually basically say they buy some of their content off them and release it. And it's like a really great way to sort of, reward some of the amazing people and the amazing talent that's in the actual sort of City Skylines modding community, by giving them legitimate stuff and actually giving them hopefully a chance to move on into greater, bigger and better things as well. So it's kind of awesome anyway. So this basically comes through with 39 unique models of commercial and residential buildings throughout the modern city centre. It also includes semi-transparent glass barriers and awnings, which is really kind of impressive. I didn't think the engine could do it, but apparently it can. So that's really awesome. So there's that pack available, which is $5 if you do want to pick it up. And there's also the release of the Downtown Radio pack, which is very much a Paradox interactive sort of thing they do. They always, the soundtracks they do are always really good, and they always expand them and grow them through these like downtown radio packs. There's a lot of different radio channels that you can get throughout the City Skylines, and all our Paradox games, and it's really great to see some of these things. And as I said, they always expand that. They support a lot of indie artists coming through here. This one includes 16 original songs with a retro twist, including many of them done by DJ Troy Anderson, so that's kind of really cool. As I said, really awesome, and this one's $4 if you want to expand your music collection, available now on Steam. Moving out of the city and moving into nature now, with a release this week from Fishing Sim World of their latest Pro Tour destination, Laguana Iquitos. So this is a beautiful river in the heart of Peru, surrounded by Amazonian rainforests. It's a lake. Sorry, I do apologise. It's home to 2 new species of fish, the peacock bass and the wolffish, as well as a monster aplama, the red-tailed catfish and black cow. That all sounds terrifying, really, in some ways, nature. Anyway, but yes, got a variety of different beautiful scenes for you, some achievements, some big lake, big fish for you to catch. We've got 1,500 acres of lake to fish from, and you can fish either from the sky, from the side, or you can from your various custom watercrafts, including some really interesting looking pedal-powered kayaks. So if you want to add this one to your Fishing Sim World experience, you're looking at about $11 US, or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. And rounding out the NovaWrap for this week, we saw the release from Frontier Developments of their latest in the Planet series with Planet Zoo. So yes, you can imagine, this is from the same makers of Planet Coaster. Yes, you can now run your own zoo theme instead of theme park. It's all kind of crazy, it really is. I feel like Frontier Developments are basically going back all the tycoon games, like Roller Coaster Tycoon, and now they're taking I'm pretty sure there was a Zoo Tycoon, or maybe it was Sim Zoo. I don't know, but yeah, it seems like this is pulling a lot of stuff out of my childhood games are being brought forward and modernized. Anyway, moving on. There's a bit of nostalgia there for me. Okay, what do you get with this thing? It is literally what it says on the tin. It is about you creating a zoo. And actually sort of interacted with both looking after the animals and also being able to sort of make it profitable by selling it to people. You've got very much a management simulation game, but also incorporates a living world with the fact that your animals are alive and things like that. So it is going to be part of that. They will do things that you may not be interested in, and there you go, or may not be comfortable with. But yes, you experience a globe-trotting so you can either go through a campaign mode where you globe-trot through various different zoos around the world and make them profitable and bring them to life, or you can actually go nuts in your own personal zoo with sandbox mode. So it's kind of cool. Now this comes out in 2 main versions. You're looking at the main version, the standard version, and you're also looking at deluxe edition. What do you get in the deluxe edition? Basically, you get 3 extra animals that you can choose from: the pygmy hippopotamus, Thompson's gazelle, and the Komodo dragon. You also get a soundtrack and some wallpapers as well. So yeah, there you go. But otherwise, I must say, graphically, it looks nuts. It looks pretty awesome. So we shall see how their skills of from their experience with Planet Coaster, see how they trek across to Planet Zoo. So if you are wanting to go on to a zoological adventure, you're looking at the base package coming in at $45 US, or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. And with that now wraps up the NovaWrap for this week, folks. I do just sort of want to let you know that this is the NovaWrap will be going on hiatus for a few weeks. We're looking at least 2 weeks. I'll be gone for possibly 3. I am heading off once again to do crazy things and doing 140.6 miles for fun. I'll be taking on Ironman Cozumel for having another crack at it again this year. So I will be in transit and I will be racing for the next few weeks. So I hope you, as I said, so there will be no NovaWrap for the next few weeks. Thank you very much for your support throughout the year, but hopefully we'll see you on the other side of that. I look forward to catching up with you then. Alright folks, as always, thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24. Alright folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.